Welcome, Dustin Middlebrook. Why don't you fill in the friends and family at home what they're going to be seeing
We're going to be tasting some nice quality whiskeys, I guess. I really don't know. I'm not the expert. He is.
All right.
So hopefully we'll find out.
So we're going to do this new little segment, and we're going to try to launch this on the first episode that airs every month.
Monthly.
And this is going to be the Bryce Baker's Whiskey Pick'em.
Hells yeah.
So every month we're going to be bringing you different, like just really cool bourbons, really cool whiskeys, really cool whatever in that family line. And we're going to be trying them out as Bryce kind of takes us through a comparison and a contrast. So
he'll let you know what he thinks of. We'll let you know what we think of them.
Yeah.
And that's what's going to happen.
Again, we ain't no experts.
Not even
close.
We're
just a couple upstanding individuals on a sofa cushion.
Just a taster.
The hell do we know about whiskey?
I know it'll get you drunk.
That's damn right. Bryce, come on in over here, man. What you got for us today? Yeah, right?
Watch out.
Yeah, come on. Pop a squat.
What's up, couched people?
Hell yeah.
That's right.
You may have to talk into that mic just a little louder.
A little bit? Okay.
But you'll be good.
All right. Sorry, I'm very new.
No, you're good.
Amateur podcaster here.
Aren't we all?
All right, so I guess we just want to start.
Yeah, bring them out.
We want to go ahead and
show us your wares.
All right. Okay, so
Khajiit has wares if you have coin.
Khajiit has wares. That's indeed.
So what do we got first? What's this?
So this is it's a bourbon. This is Elijah Craig small batch bourbon.
Okay.
Set that down right there. So
It's okay.
I chose Elijah Craig. It's a pretty classic bourbon. Pretty standard bourbon flavor profile.
Right.
And I feel like it'd be a good sort of introductory bourbon to talk about and get you guys a good feel for kind of what you can expect out of the world of bourbon.
I like to feel and expect things. All right.
I like
right
the
on.
world of bourbon.
I've never heard of this one.
We don't know a lot about it. He knows a little bit about it, so he's going to kind of take us through a little bit of whiskey education.
We'll learn things together.
Go through this.
Absolutely.
One of the other reasons we brought this guy in is if any of y'all know Bryce out there, he has an extensive collection of whiskeys.
That he does.
I mean, you have a lot at home, don't you?
More than we do. You have more.
I mean, every Sunday you used to bring a different one over in football season. So we were like, hell, why don't we just turn this into an episode on the podcast?
That is very true. Yeah, I was probably spending an irresponsible amount of money on whiskey in that period of time.
Well,
that was when I was really just diving deep into it. So just every single week I wanted to try something new, something interesting. I'd read reviews, I'd watch reviews on YouTube,
really getting deep into it.
Yeah,
Hell
absolutely, and just try and find interesting stuff. But let's go ahead and pull out the other thing.
What you got?
So I wanted to keep this strictly American.
Okay.
Because we're a trio of patriotic bastards.
This is the United States of
That
America.
is for sure.
So I got a rye whiskey. This is
Lord.
This is Bulleit 95 Rye.
I like that
All
bottle.
right, yeah, that's fancy.
Bulleit Frontier whiskey. It says.
Ooh.
Absolutely.
What's the 95?
The 95? So that refers to the mash bill.
Okay.
And the mash bill is basically
Just making sure it wasn't proof.
No, it's not proof.
Thank God.
Okay.
But what the mash bill is it's the proportion of grains that are used in the distillation process.
Okay,
so this
like
is
corn, barley, rye, obviously.
Yeah, corn, barley, rye, wheat is also used in some bourbons. There's even some predominantly wheat whiskeys, but we won't do that for a while. That's that's kind of a weird one.
So are these here both tonight just both whiskeys?
Yep, these are
Just straight up whiskeys.
Yeah.
Okay.
So what's like the main difference for us uninitiated?
What the hell's rye about?
Like what? Whoa! Before we get all into that detail,
All right.
Save it. That's an interesting question.
Saved.
How does one know the difference? Like, what's a whiskey? What's a bourbon? What's a scotch?
Oh yeah, that's
because it's all kind of the same vein.
Yeah.
Well, basically, a good way to kind of describe it is whiskey is kind of just a generic, overarching term.
Right.
Kind of like vehicle.
Okay.
So, like, a Ferrari is a vehicle.
Right.
Right.
But so is a beat-up 2002 Honda Civic.
Right.
It's also a vehicle.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know, so it's a very vast, diverse world.
Gotcha.
Getting in them, so you can have a Ferrari of whiskeys. You know, very expensive scotches, old scotches, or you could do a black label Evan Williams, and that's your O2 Honda Civic right there.
Okay.
But,
okay.
Basically, whiskey
KD.
is just whiskey is just a generic, overarching term to describe. Well, not really describe. Doesn't really describe anything. It's just a name.
It's just a base.
A type of liquor.
Right.
So going into what these are, so a bourbon, by law, there are actually laws saying what you can legally call a bourbon. This cannot be called a bourbon by law if it is not at least 51% corn in the mash bill. So in the distillation process, they have to use at least 51% corn when they're making it. It has to be aged in new, unused oak barrels.
Oak, right. I thought it was oak.
Is there like a minimum amount of time that it needs to age to be considered a bourbon or anything like that? Or is it just the 51% corn in the oak barrel?
I don't believe there's a minimum age requirement. Because I know there's some Texas bourbons that are only aged for about like a little over 2 years.
Okay.
Just because of the climate here in Texas, it's so hot.
Yeah.
That you get if you age it any more than like 3, 4, 5 years, then way too much of the alcohol actually evaporates, and it's just
it's less fun.
It's less fun, and it gets what they call over oaked.
Okay. Where starts tasting like trees.
Yeah, it's just
tasting like the inside of the barrel.
Like you got just a chunk of wood in your mouth.
Yeah.
Cool.
So
avoid that.
was
Gotcha.
a terrible way to put that.
So I thought there was something to do with, like, you know how champagne is really only champagne if it comes from the Champagne region of France. Does bourbon play in like that, or is it really just about what it's made of?
It does, actually. I'm glad you brought that up, because bourbon, again, by law, can only be made in the U.S.
Okay.
So you can't have a bourbon from Ireland. Or
really?
Scotland. It
Interesting.
can't legally be called a bourbon, at least here in America.
What is it called over there? Just whiskey?
It's bourbon.
Bourbon?
Still.
Gotcha. They just can't sell it like in America as a bourbon.
No, they can't sell it in America as a bourbon. And I believe Ireland and Scotland also have laws regarding that as well. You can't sell a bourbon over there unless it was made in America.
Okay, cool.
Don't quote me on that, though. I'm not too sure.
Right,
I know the American laws, but I don't know what they do across the pond there.
Of course.
Right.
But yeah, so bourbon, 51% corn, new unused oak barrels. And what I mean by used is what they do for mainly Scotch is because Scotch you can't use brand new oak barrels.
Right.
In Scotland. So they use used bourbon barrels. Or used rye barrels.
Okay.
Rye's not very common. It's mainly bourbon. It's either bourbon or sherry.
Gotcha.
Are the barrels they use in Scotland. But that's what I mean by new or used, is has something been aged in it.
Right.
Gotcha.
Interesting point.
So that's bourbon, 51% corn, new unused oak barrels. Rye has to be at least 51% rye.
Okay. So different grain.
Different grains.
Different grain.
Gotcha.
You can tell there's different colors.
Yeah.
So I'm sure that there's all different colors in between ryes, but there's an obvious difference right there.
Yeah, so the color, we'll get into that. That's actually the aging process from the wood. Is mainly what that is.
I don't know.
When it goes
they
into
burn
wood,
the
it's
barrels
clear.
too, right?
They do, yeah. They char them.
They have to char them?
They do, yes. That's correct.
And that messes with the flavor?
It does. It'll flavor it a certain way.
Okay.
And,
see, I know a little bit.
Yeah.
A little bit.
Look at you.
I do what I can.
Do some research.
It's a little slap and
It's life.
But yeah, so this has to be a rye has to be at least 51% rye. And again, same as bourbon, it has to be a new, unused oak barrel.
Cool. Interesting.
And
that
because
new barrel shit.
Yeah, because of the shared aging vessel, we'll call it.
Vessel.
There'll be a lot of similar flavors in these, but because of the difference in grain recipe, there's a lot of different flavors in these.
Huh.
We'll go through that and you'll see them.
All right.
Okay.
First thing I want to do, I guess, let's have some whiskey.
Let's glass up.
Yeah, let's have some whiskey, boys.
I brought some special. These are Glencairn glasses.
Ooh.
Product.
And you can see they're a little tulip shape.
Okay.
And what these do, this tulip shape actually helps to focus the whiskey aroma.
All right.
So that you get more of the aroma in your nostrils. And just helps you really smell what's going on in here.
All right.
Because whiskey is there's a lot of different flavors, a lot of different smells going on in whiskey. So these just help kind of pick them out.
I've never
Smells like
done
air,
one of these
boy.
kind of tastings where you're actually like, oh, I'm going to swirl it around. I'm going to stick my nose in the glass.
We're about
This will be
to.
different.
You're about
I'm
to.
down.
About to.
Let's do it.
I'm going to put the mic down and
do
pour
it.
some whiskey for you.
Yeah, go
Okay,
ahead.
let's do it.
Bartender.
I really done it this time.
Yeah. I mean, I
Brought me
wasn't
some
gonna say
whiskey.
Oh, and today, per Bryce's request, we don't have our regular Westfest juice rocking in these mugs. It is water to cleanse our palates.
Yeah.
I don't know.
You gotta have a
Whatever.
fresh palate, I guess, in between
down.
each taste so you can really distinguish, is what I would
Yeah,
guess.
I mean, it makes sense. It's just different.
So I guess if again, we've gone through most of this already, it's been a good introduction. You know, cars, bourbon barrels, you know, all the analogies we made. If we touch back on the car analogy, what does that make old granddad? Is that like the fucking piece of shit 1970 Nissan truck you see smoking in the right-hand lane?
Dude, that's probably a nice 30s, 40s
Some thin
classic Chevy.
$19 whiskey.
Solid.
Old
That's what it
granddad,
seems
I would
Some-
say old granddad. I'm gonna go with old granddad 114.
Oh my god, I can
Okay,
smell
they have
this stuff
actual
already.
different kinds of
Yeah,
it.
it's
Interesting.
This really fills the room.
Old granddad
Shit.
114 is probably that like 04 Ford F-150 with a slight lift, pretty large tires, and a muffler delete.
And no Cadillac converter.
The muffler delete.
That's what I'd say, old granddad.
So you can smell them coming down the road.
exactly.
All right.
But anyway,
So walk us through what a whiskey pairing, tasting, whatever would look like.
So-
do I have to look at the feet?
so you don't want to shake it too much.
Oh shit, my bad.
That agitates the alcohol, and you're going to get a lot of alcohol vapors. Yeah, don't apologize.
Yeah, please apologize. I'm sorry. I didn't know
There you
better.
So first things first, what I always like to do, I just take a look at the color.
Okay.
Because in America, in Scotland, you can actually use a little bit of caramel coloring to color the whiskey and make it look darker, but you can't do that in America.
No.
It's not legal.
Is there like some kind of
So it's just
board or
natural.
like alcohol bureau that goes around and like certifies all these whiskeys or something that's like, yes, that's a whiskey. That's not like, what's to keep you from just
That sounds like an ATF thing
Doing
or some
whatever.
shit, right? Or Food and Drug.
There is an actual commission that does it. The name escapes me.
no worries?
But there is a government body that is responsible
Okay.
for making sure.
So you can't just like throw
my
out
God.
a brewery anywhere and just start cranking out bourbon and be like, oh yeah, this is
Holy
bourbon,
shit.
but it's not.
Yeah.
That's good to know. It's good to know.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I smelled it and it's already making my mouth water. Oh shit.
Yeah, so
Alrighty.
so we're taking a look at the color. This one, it's pretty light, and we can attribute that to a couple of things. One, the age. I don't know what the age statement is on the Bulleit Rye, but I know it's not very old.
Okay.
And two, it's 45% alcohol by volume.
Interesting.
So it's lower proof for a whiskey. It's not the floor for proof, which is 40%.
Gotcha.
You can't go any lower than 40%.
Well, no. I mean,
if you do, it's
not
no
Malibu. Shit.
Yeah, if you go lower than 40%, you can't legally call it a whiskey.
Was it just a spirit?
Yeah, a spirit,
oak spirit?
liqueur, something like that.
I don't know.
Cognac, liqueur.
Come get it.
Yeah, something along the lines. I don't know. I don't mess with it if it's under 40%. Not my.
I don't
not my
blame you.
game.
Yeah, we're here about the classier glasses on the couch here tonight. So
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So the second thing is you want to take a sniff, and the way you smell
I
whiskey,
did.
Well, you're ahead of the game. You
Can't
gotta
help
slow down.
myself.
Slow down. I know
I'm
you're
trying to drink
excited.
this for like 3 minutes.
You know,
slow down. You
you're
gotta
excited.
let Bryce walk us through this process.
So
Speed walk.
you want to smell it, and the way you smell whiskey is the first thing you want to do is figure out your distance. So you want to.
Fuck! I left my tape measure at home.
Yeah. Well, it's
6
okay.
feet,
There's
right?
There's an
6
easier way to
feet.
figure it out. Oh yeah, social distance your whiskey. Exactly. Yeah, but the way you want to smell it is you want to go as close as you possibly can without it burning your nose.
Oh, that just happened.
Okay.
Okay, cool. I found that already.
Yeah, so you want to go, the moment it starts to become aggressive and burning, you want to back it off just a little bit.
Cool.
And the way you can also help alleviate that burning is if you smell with your mouth open. You don't want to have it like wide open like a freaking mouth breather.
It's goofy, but actually
It works, right?
it works. It works really well. Yeah,
It does.
smelling with your mouth open.
And there's some science behind that. It's kind of like,
Science.
Yeah, exactly. It's kind of like you know when you roll just one window down in a car and it's that like buffeting noise. It's like boom, 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 boom,
Yeah.
boom, boom. It's kind of the same thing going on when you have your mouth closed and trying to smell a whiskey.
Gotcha.
Those alcohol vapors, they get stuck in your. I believe they get stuck in your sinuses and it just burns.
Yeah.
But if
That'd
you
be
have your
about
mouth
right.
open, it gets that circulation going through.
Okay.
So it helps kind of get more of the actual whiskey smell and let those vapors pass through and not get caught up in there.
Okay.
So we smelled it. So what are you guys smelling? What does it smell like?
Oh God. Whiskey. I don't know, man.
Is there anything you could possibly pick out of something familiar in there?
No.
No. It's a
Nope.
no from Middlebrook. What
I'm
about
not
you,
good at
Yogi?
this. I'm not an expert.
Anything you're...
I mean, I want to make a guess, but I feel
Go
like
for
my
it.
guess is going to be wrong.
No, there's
kinda-
no right or wrong. All that's happening right now is your brain is trying to figure out what the hell am I holding right now. And so it's trying to go through its
Yeah, it
bank of stored memories of smells.
Well, right now it's
trying to
going
figure
through a
out what it is.
flashback of like Nom of all the nights I drink whiskey. but
That'll happen too.
I would like I wanted to say sweet.
Yeah.
It kind of tastes like a little bit of sweetness, but it's good that you brought two of these here because we'll be able to kind of like compare and contrast as this goes along. I'll be able to see what the difference between the rye is as opposed to what was this one again?
That's a bourbon.
This is just a regular bourbon. Okay,
Bourbon.
okay, right on.
Yeah.
So yeah, it tastes kind of sweet. I mean, I would want to say that I can definitely taste the grain in there, but I'm pretty sure you can smell the grain in like any whiskey. You know, I can't pick out that it's rye because I probably don't have the diverse enough palate yet.
Well, I mean, yeah, you can definitely pick out the grain on the smell, but saying that it smells like rye is accurate.
Is it weird
Yeah.
that I'm getting like alcohol, like isopropyl, like that kind of?
No,
I kind of got that too.
I'm
yeah,
getting that.
like
Yeah,
a
I mean,
clean, a
there's-
real clean
there's alcohol
smell.
in there.
Clean paper. Well, yeah,
There's
there's
Is
alcohol
there
in there,
alcohol
so-
in it?
but like
That makes sense.
fucking
You're smelling something
isopropyl.
that's there. So
Yeah, would you hit me with one of those too? Because I dropped 2 F-bombs earlier, so I'm gonna need to.
Bryce, you want one?
I'm good. I
One
haven't
more,
subbed yet
please.
for it yet.
I just gotta appease the moms. Okay, we're good.
All right.
All right. Continuing on, smell.
All
Yeah,
right.
we
So
smelled-
smell, so you're smelling some
smelled-
sweetness.
I smelled alcohol.
Can you pin down that sweetness, or is it just sort of a general sweetness?
General sweetness. Sorry, I had to.
Man, yeah, I can't really pin it down. I don't know. I can't really pin it down. It just tastes kind of like generally sweet.
What about some spice? Do you smell any spice in there?
Ooh,
So go back and look
some
for
spices. Go back and look for spices, Dustin.
It still smells.
Remember,
like
you gotta have
whiskey.
that mouth open.
I'm a hearer. I guess I'm not good at smelling. I can hear shit.
Do you hear spices?
Sounds like whiskey. No, I can't. I'm not good at this.
I mean, I do smell spices. Whether I can pick them out or not, I don't know.
That's fine, but if you're smelling them there, then that's good. Because
Yeah.
rye, typically, it has a spicy character.
Okay,
So if you're able to pick out that there is
Spicy
some
character.
spiciness there, that's good.
that's good.
That's good.
Yeah.
Even if I had to kind of hold your hand along the way, it's still,
Right.
you're getting there. So next.
Oh, you're
let's-
gonna have to hold our hands a lot because once again, we are total amateurs. By amateurs, I mean you're watching the first time we've ever done this.
Yeah.
So
All right. Well, enough being nerdy. Let's drink some damn whiskey.
let's drink some damn whiskey.
Cheers, boys.
So is there a way you do this, or you just kind of rip it and go for
Ooh,
it?
I like that
I
sound.
say
Hey,
I
this
like to
fucking
just
taste.
sip it
Just a
like
small
it's
sip.
like it's hot coffee,
Shit.
just fresh out of the pot. Don't do anything with it. Don't swirl it around, gargle it.
So
spit it,
I don't have to have it
whatever.
rest in my mouth. I can just take it down.
Yeah, just drink the whiskey. Don't do anything special.
All right, prost, boys.
Shit.
It says sip, man. That must have been more than a sip. But I tell you what, I can definitely taste that spicy aroma that you're kind of talking about. Yeah, I can taste the spice in it.
Yeah. Oh, it's that spice is very prevalent for me. This particular rye, it's like cinnamon. Not like a cinnamon sugar, but just a straight cinnamon.
It does have a hint of cinnamon. Yeah.
I prefer actual cinnamon whiskey like a Fireball. But I'm a bit of a bitch, so.
Well, that's all right.
Take smaller sips, boy.
Yeah.
I swear it was a baby sip.
Another thing I get out of this rye is like orange peel, orangey zest.
See, I was thinking of citrus. Mm-hmm. I couldn't pin it down because my mouth is just watering and kind of. It's just fucked right now. It needs a lot of sugar. I'm a cocktail guy.
Oh no! These aren't the kind of things.
I'm not true. I'm not good. Maybe some ice.
No, man.
Water this shit down.
Well, actually,
I'm not good.
I always felt like rye whiskey stood up really well to ice.
Okay.
It stands up to ice.
Yeah.
Fuck you, ice. Take another one. Okay.
And what I mean by that is because obviously when you add ice to something, one, it waters it down.
Gotta shock my damn tongue.
So you're not gonna get as much of the flavor when you water something down, obviously. And also,
that's what I need right now.
Whenever you lower the temperature on something, it buries some of the flavors.
Yeah.
And accents others.
So that's why you've put tequila in the freezer.
Bad tequila, sure.
Okay.
Do you put good tequila in the freezer?
I just put it in the freezer, man. I don't know. It makes it easier to drink. Science.
Oh, man.
Well,
science is a damn thing.
It will do that, yeah. It tames the alcohol.
So I tell you what, like the first sip I tasted, like after you mentioned it, I tasted cinnamon, and I was like, hell yeah. And then the second thing, like I went back for a second sip, and I was like, oh man, now I'm starting to taste the orange peel a little bit. But I taste that cinnamon hits you kind of first,
yeah,
and then the orange peel is kind of like that delayed reaction. It's the aftertaste almost.
Yeah, it's
like a sweet aftertaste but a spicy beginning.
Yeah, absolutely.
Which is exactly like my 8 years in college.
Yeah, that's pretty accurate for my experience with this whiskey as well. Is it starts off very spicy, cinnamony, and then it gets sweet. It gets the orange. I get some vanilla in there, a little bit of brown sugar. Some caramel as well.
Damn, you got all that out of there?
Yeah, I mean, you just keep going back to it, and you just look for different things, and sometimes you find them, sometimes you're like, well, that's
You're not opening your mouth when you're smelling, Dustin. That's your problem, see?
I feel like I can't close my mouth right now. It's just watering.
Well, close it with some whiskey in it.
I don't like it.
So earlier we had kind of discussed, like the three kind of criterias that you would rate a whiskey if you were going to give it your own little personal rating.
Rate it for us, Bryce, and then tell me what this costs so I can not buy it.
Oh my God.
Sorry.
Oh man.
No offense to this rye.
This is going to be
company.
Fun. This is going to be a fun segment if
I ain't going to be your customer.
Straight whiskey.
Shit. This is like my favorite rye too. So
that's good.
That's good, man. That's good.
That's good.
Oh, it wasn't intended to hurt you. It was
intended
intended to hurt him.
Maybe we just gotta find the whiskey for him. You may not be a rye person.
I like turkey.
That's bourbon. So you
there
may
you go.
have much better luck with this.
I'm sure I will.
But not to derail the train of thought again. But what were those three criterias if you were gonna give three criterias of your own opinion?
Yeah. So when I usually rate a whiskey personally, I just look at three things, which is one, do I like the way that it tastes? Two, is it complex? Is there a lot of things going on? Do I get a lot of different smells out of it? Do I get a lot of different flavors out of it? Or the opposite? Is there not a whole lot going on? And that would affect.
Oh, there's definitely a lot going on.
Yeah, there is. It's. I really like this one.
Okay.
But and then the third is the value. What I, however much I paid for it, would I pay it again? Would I pay more? Would I prefer to pay less?
Yep.
Things like that.
I wouldn't drink it if it was free. No offense, I am drinking it because it's free. Thank you for that. Please keep coming back with it when it's free. Oh God.
Very interesting. So for the Bulleit Rye,
Hurts my insides.
do we want to like go ahead and give our profiles for each one, or do you want to do it first and then us get into it, man? It's really however you want to do it.
I want to hear what you guys think of the rye. I want to hear your.
All right, we'll go first, and then you can kind of weigh in.
I hate it.
Well, it hates you too.
Yeah, it does.
Obviously, it does.
It's already it's sitting in my stomach. It's burning my throat. I understand what it did. It put up a fight, and I think it's winning.
Okay, I took a shot of tequila and habanero sauce on this show, and I didn't cry about it as much as that whiskey is making you cry.
Yeah, this is.
You got to get
I would
together.
rather that.
I would rather that. Oh, no.
Whoa.
I don't know about that.
Yeah.
So, first one, right? Flavor?
Yeah.
Flavor?
Go for it.
So
Give us your expert ratings.
Do I like the flavor?
Never
Do
mind.
you like
Yogi,
the
tell us.
flavor? Do you like the smell?
I'm not very diverse in rye whiskeys, but I do like the flavor. Like I mentioned before, if I had to get my little profile on it, I do get whiffs of vanilla here and there. Now that you mention it, but mostly I get
sweating
the cinnamon first. It hits you with the cinnamon, and then it's just kind of like a sweet orange aftertaste.
Yeah.
And that's most of what I get for the flavor. Flavor, I'd probably give it. I mean, like 3.5.
Okay.
3.5, but I mean, I also don't have a lot to compare it to, so that's just my average for now. Give it
we'll do
3.5 picnic baskets
on the flavor.
on the flavor.
All right.
3.5 picnic baskets.
So what about
Out of what, 5?
Out of 5? Yeah.
Yeah, we'll
10.
do each of our ratings out of 5. Let's give
Okay,
each person
cool.
a different rating, and then we'll just kind of aggregate them later.
Well, I'll give
Let's
it-
let Dustin go next.
I'll give it 2.5 because it tastes like it is. I'm getting not much fun out of it, which I would like to have some fun out of these. I'm sure I'll get it out of the next one, but I can't knock it for being what it is.
So for me, for the flavor of this, I really enjoy the flavor of Bulleit Rye. I think for a low proof whiskey, there's a lot going on.
Did you say low proof?
Yeah, 45%.
Whatever, man.
That's low.
Okay. I'm just in the scheme of alcohol. 90 is. Wait, am I right?
You're thinking of percents or proofs, man.
I don't know. Fuck. Never mind. I don't know.
Yeah,
not the one.
get zapped, dude.
I'm not the one. You keep going with your expert opinions, Bryce.
Okay. So for a lower proof whiskey, and it is a younger whiskey, you can definitely tell that it is, just by the color and also a little bit on the taste as well. I think it's, despite those factors working against it, I think there's still a lot going on in this for what it is. And what's really great is this is just a 375 bottle, so it's the smaller bottle.
Okay.
But a full 750 milliliter bottle of this will only run you about $25.
Nice.
That's not bad at all.
Yeah, so from a value
For a price,
perspective,
yeah.
I think it's a great value. It tastes really good.
Or for just flavor.
Oh, we just do it flavor?
What are you going to give it just for flavor rating?
Oh, just for flavor, I would say probably 3.5 broken chairs.
Okay.
Nah.
3.5 broken chairs on flavor.
We'll explain that later.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we'll explain that too.
Yeah,
more
that'll come
on that to
later.
come later.
I blame the rye for your name.
Second, complexity. And complexity, as you said, I
exotic
guess is
tequila.
how busy the flavors are and all that.
Yes.
All right.
Yes, complexity.
I'll give it.
And this one might be a little difficult for you guys, just because you're not as versed in whiskey as I am. So,
Yeah, we'll try to get better at this as we go.
yeah, but
I'm not gonna try that
it sounded
hard.
like you.
I mean, for now, I'm gonna give it. For now, I'm gonna give it like a 4 on flavor. A 4.
We're
Just
on
because I do get a
complexity,
lot of
man.
busy different tones.
We're on
Yeah.
complexity?
What are you
For
talking about?
complexity, I'm gonna give it a 4,
Okay.
not flavor. Sorry, my
That's a
bad.
good
Nice
score.
correction.
I'm giving it a 1 because it seems like it just hurts me. So it's there's no complexity in it. It's just
Only pain.
Mean.
yeah.
There is no complexity, only pain.
Thanks, Bryce.
You're welcome.
All right, what you got? What's your complexity?
For me, for complexity, I'm gonna give it Probably a 3, and I'm a 3 leaning towards a 2.5, just because I've had some seriously complex whiskeys, and I have some on my shelf at home, and this is not on the complex end of the spectrum, but I think, again, for what it is, there's still a decent amount going on here.
Okay, right on. And then the last one is going to be value.
Yeah.
Again, what did you say the price of that bottle is?
If you go to Total Wine, around
Shout
here,
out.
Yeah.
Shout out to Total Wine. I have a membership. Please give me free stuff. But yeah, if you go to a Total Wine, you can probably get a bottle of this for about $25.
Okay.
So
all right.
A full 750 milliliter bottle, not the small ones that we're working with here.
Yeah. How much for just that small one that you brought in today?
That one was 15. So
15.
I paid 15 for that.
Ooh.
Oh, well, then you might as well get the bigger one.
Yeah.
$15.
Bargain hunter. So
For $15, I'm
you
gonna
get more
also
for a
I'm gonna
cheaper
also
rate.
put my value at 4 picnic baskets.
Right on. That's a good score.
Yeah, I'm gonna say it's good. I'll give you a 4 because that's a nice price.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm also going to give it a 4.
Hot damn.
4s across the board.
4s all around.
All right.
Because, I think it's really great for what it is and for how much you pay for it. It's solid whiskey. If you're looking into getting into rye whiskey, Bulleit Rye is a great option.
So that's gonna do it for the
That's
Bulleit Bourbon
Yeah,
for this one.
that's
For the
shine,
rye.
but
Do we want
whatever.
to give it an overall score for each of us?
I'll give it an overall. Overall, I'm gonna give it 3.5.
Okay.
3.5 overall.
Okay.
What about you, Dustin?
No comment.
No comment.
You have to give it.
Gotta
something.
give it
2.
2.
2.
Okay.
I guess.
Two
All right.
beards.
1.5. 1.5. I don't like it, but it's good for you. Oh god.
Yeah, I'm gonna give this. I'm gonna give it 3.5 broken chairs. I really
All right.
like the Bulleit Rye. It's my favorite rye whiskey, actually. I'm not a huge rye fan, but this is my favorite.
Rye not. Ha ha ha. That's why. That's rye. Yeah.